A World Trade Website Guide 3. Chapter 1. World Trade Websites. World Trade Websites 1. Businesswithoutborders.info. 1st WorldTradePortal.com. AccessInternationallocation.com. actrade.interzee.com. adb.org, Asian Development Bank. Afrotalk.biz. AgentChinaChemNet.com. AlgoMTL.com, an international import-export trade leads board. AlgoMTL.com, import-export trade leads. Allproducts.com. ananz.irv.uit.no, World Trade Law. ananz.irv.uit.no/trade_law. anunet.com. anunet.com/asiamart. ANSI.org, American National Standards Institute. apec.sec.org.sg, Asian Pacific Economic Cooperation. ariastrade.com/link exchange/opportunities. aseanzc.org, Association of Southeast Asian Nations. att.com/languageline, ATT's translating phone service. b2btrade.biz. bdea.org, Small Business Exporters. berkeley.edu/bre/brochure.html, Roundtable on the International Economy. biginc.com. bigpage.net. bizeurope.com. biztrademarket.com. bna.com/products/corpla/iodm, International Business. bni.com, Business Network International. bolero.net. bot.com/content-island/public pages/menupages/world_trade_center.asp. bsdz.com. bus.msu.edu/bulletinsres.htm. bus.msu.edu/publicat/mktpin.htm. business.com. business.com/directory/government_and_trade/by_country. business.com/directory/government_and_trade/by_country. business.uc.edu/mba/careers/links/international. businesseurope.com. businessobjects.com. businessweek.com/globalbiz. business-xxl.com. bxa.commerce.gov, export assistance. cafod.org.uk/tradejustice. captorra.com/shipping-software. careerhq.fida.org/search.cfm, import, export, and trade. catalog.com/favision/latnoweb.htm, Latino. cbp.gov/xp/cgov/newsroom/publication/trade. cci2.com/cc_leads. cec.lu, European Union. ceemail.com/freezones. centertrade.com. cfr.org/publication.php. cftech.com/brainbank/international affairs/impexbtdir.html, directory of companies. cgtd.com. chemie.fu-berlin.de/addressin/eu.html, European Union. chemplan.com. ciber.bus.msu.edu/bulletinsres/government, links. centrifer.org, Center for International Trade in Forest Products. cipe.org, Center for International Private Enterprise. citizen.org/trade. citizen.org/trade/NAFTA. clearfreight.com. cobalintl.com, good info website. commerce.com. commercialdiplomacy.org. economist.com/business/global executive. commonznSCadvisory.com. concentric.net/Sarah Enique. consumersinternational.org. cpcc training.org/seminar_series/seminars/export_regulations. culturalsavvy.com, business books for world business. dbn.com, 800-624-5669, Dun & Bradstreet Global File. dexnose.com/business_profiles. diytrade.com. World Trade Websites 2. docexport.com. eccs.uk.com, European Centre for Customer Strategies. ecomworld.com, e-commerce world. economist.com. embassy.org. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/world_fair_trade_day. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/world_fair_trade_day, the International Fair Trade Association. enterweb.org. entrepreneur.com. entrepreneur.com/trade journals. entrepreneurs.net. escapistaretegi.com. eskimo.com/BWest. espintl.com, export-import world. europa.eu.int. eventsci.com/fairs. execglobelnet.com. execunet.com. executiveplanet.com, Guide to International Business Culture and Etiquette. exportershow.com. expostwtc.com. fangfei2008.net/doc0224-financial-information-websites.html. financialzttlomentmatrix.com. firstworldtrade.com. firstworldtrade.com. fida.org, 800-969 FIDA, Federation of International Trade Associations. fida.org/jobs, the Federation of International Trade. fida.org/trade_info.html. flatrade.com. foreignrelations.org, International Affairs. foreign-trade.com. forrester.com/products/market research/consumer/Asia Pacific. furworld.com/economy/resources. fpa.org, Foreign Policy Association. freepint.com, International Business News. ftdynamo.com, Consultants. gaccwest.org. get.org, the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade. gbmag.com, Global Business. gbn.com, Global Business Network. gbw.net, Global Business Web. geomarkets.com. geoscape.com. globalcompetitionforum.org. globalcomspain.com. globalcon.com. globalcontact.com, World Products. globaldev.org, 800-965-1830. globalge.msu.edu/ibrd/bulletins resmain. globalge.msu.edu/ibrd/ibrd.asp, International Business Information. Country Insights. globalge.msu.edu/ibrd/ibrd.asp, International Business Resources. globalimporter.net en.wikipedia.org/wiki/foreign_affiliate_trade_statistics. globalsite.com. global-tradekey.com. globaltraders.net. globalworks.com. globeinvestor.com. glreach.com. go.global.wisk.edu/local/resources/international-resources-bcc.htm. goforworldbusiness.com. going-global.com. graybridge.ca, Consultants. greatvistachemicals.com. grncom Group. gt.com, Resources for International Marketing and Management. gtamart.com, Global Trade Alliance Incorporated. gtamart.com, Global Trade Alliance Incorporated. g-t-n.com. hardwaredatabase.com/export003.html. healthfredomusa.org, food exporting laws. helsinki.fi/tilde/lsairine/ssbusg.html. helsinki.fi/webec/webecf.html, international economics. heritage.org, conservative public policy. hofstra.edu/student-career/career_MBA_intl_job search.cfm. hoover.org, international relations. ia.ita.commerce.gov, import administration, safeguards American industries and jobs from unfair trade practices. ibr.bus.msu.edu/bulletins.res.htm. ibex-gba.com. ibf.com. iblf.org, International Business Leaders Forum. ica.coop.org/n. icbworldtrade.com. iccwbo.org, International Chamber of Commerce. IDE.org, International Development Enterprises, helps third world entrepreneurs. ieb.com, Import-Export Bulletin Board. iep.commerce.gov. iesc.org, International Executive Service Corps, helps develop business worldwide. ifat.org. iht.com, International Herald Tribune. imd.ch/wcy_over.html, competitive nations. imex.com, Import-Export Business Exchange. imf.org, International Monetary Fund. imf.org, International Monetary Fund. World Trade Websites 3. WorldTradeResource.com. Data and resources for over 200 countries. Skyscraper.org/world-trade-center-resources. ResourceTrade.earth. Explore the fast-evolving dynamics of international trade in natural resources. Importersnet.com. Incoterms.org. Industry.net. info.econ.state.or.us591/directory/itindex.htm, Oregon International Trade Directory. InMotionMagazine.com. InnovativeSystems.net. Interlink.com-cafe.com/EIE. International.visa.com/FB, Product Development and Testing. International-business-careers.com. Internationalbusinessstrategies.com. Internationaltraderelations.com. intl-tradenet.com/tnetmain.htm. intltradezone.com. intrasend.org/worldtradinet. irwa.org, International Webmasters Association. isbc.com, International Small Business Consortium. iso.ch, International Standards Organization. iso.org, International Standards Organization. ita.commerce.gov/td/ecom/menu.html. ita.commerce.gov/td/ocg/publcatn.htm, Consumer Goods Industry Publications. itim.org, International, Business Culture and International Management, Training and Consultancy in Business Culture and International Management. i-trade.com. iucab.nl, International Union of Commercial Agents and Brokers. iworldtradelink.com. jobprofiles.org/busconsultant1.htm, International Business Consultant. jurasint.org/pub/06/n/index, World Trade. kiloikeo.com, The Economics of Business, Culture, and Technology. kpmg.com, Accounting Worldwide. latas.com/bulletins. law.cornell.edu/foreign/fletcher/cav2420.text, Unconvention on Contracts for the International Sale of Goods. mackeytradefair.com. manaonline.org, Manufacturers Agents National Association. Manufacture.com. mhhe.com/business/management/hill. mep.org/tutor/index.html, export tutor. mit-smr.com, 800-876-5764, MIT Sloan Management Review, many articles on globalization in this journal. mkaccdb.eu.int, the Market Access Database, Regulatory Issues and Disputes in International Trade. mondotimes.com/2/topics/5/business/114, major world trade media in the USA, Canada, and Mexico. money.cnn.com/news/international, world business. mrinetwork.com, Management Recruiters International Incorporated. muselike.com. nacm.org, credit management info for exporters. natlaw.com, National Law Center for Inter-American Trade, online Latin American legal database, database of North and South American legal resources. nemonline.org/tutor, export tutor. nesl.edu, New England School of Law, go to trade section. netvisa.com/trade1. newsletteraccess.com/subject/intertrade. nftc.org, National Foreign Trade Council. northeast-export.com/global_guides.php. oecd.org, Economic Cooperation and Development. oecd.org, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. oecd.org, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. onesource.com. oneswoop.com. onlinewbc.com, Women's Business. opic.gov, Overseas Private Investment Corporation. otginc.com, Business Resources. owens.com. owit.org, the Organization of Women. palgrave-journals.com/jibs, Journal of International Business Studies. pangaea.net. parabroker.com. pbs.org, go to frontline show is Walmart good for America. planetbiz.com/country. post-trade-leads.com. pragmatickets.com/gbf. press.jhu.edu/press/journals. profibus.com. profnet.org/intermar, International Marketing Resources. pusa.com/nafta/nafta_facts, NAFTA. World Trade Websites for. questaweb.com/sln-chb.aspx, Trade Software. rediff.com/money. reliable-world-trade.com. rxco.com, Trade Resources. rockfordconsulting.com, World Trade Consulting. cis.oas.org. state.gov/e/eb/cba, Office of Commercial and Business Affairs presents information on investment climate, economic trends, and outlook for international business as well as country background notes. superpages.com/yellow pages. svexport.org. swlearning.com, Book Mastering Global Markets. tdc.org.hk, Trade Development Council. technetsystems.co.uk. teleadapt.com, info about electric power, internet service, telephone service, etc. in foreign countries. the-acr.com. the-tech.mit.edu/bulletin/nafta.html. thomasregister.com, list of manufacturers. thunderbirdglobal.com. toolkit.cch.com/advice/imports.asp. traceinternational.org, a non-profit association of multinational corporations and intermediaries. trade.indiamart.com. trade.press-world.com. trade10.com. tradeaffiliates.com. tradebit.com. tradecompass.com. Trade-express.com. Tradefair.co.uk, World Trade. Tradegroup.com. Tradehere.com. Tradeholding.com. Tradeholding.net, database of trading companies. Tradeinfo.com. Tradeleads.com. tradline.com. Tradematch.co.uk. Tradeinet.chipnet.cz. Tradeinet.com. Tradeinet.com/links. Tradeinote.net. Tradeobservatory.org. Tradeobservatory.org/library.cfm. thirdworldtraveler.com/wdo_my/wdo.html. Tradepointsystems.com, import-export software for international trade. Tradepointsystems.com/custom.htm, import-export software for international trade, freight forwarders. Tradeport.com. Tradeport.org. Tradeport.org/countries. Tradepost.com. Tradeuk.wits.co.uk. Tradeus.com. Tradeworld.com. Trade-world.org. Tradeworlds.com. Tradezone.com. World Trade Websites 5. GlobalTradeCorp.com. Toronto, Canada. GlobalTradeMax.com. Global Trade Max provides investors. GlobalTradeToolsEDU.com. How do I open an account with Global Trade? GlobalTradeCorp.com/solutions. The Global Trade platform is highly configurable to meet a wide range of client needs. GlobalTradeMax.com. Global Trade Max is dedicated in the cryptocurrency industry. GlobalTradeCorp.com. RBOB is responsible for quality assurance of Global Trade products and services. GlobalTradeCierge.com. PCB.ca. PCBusa.com. PCBFreight.com. Ontario Global Trade. OntarioGlobalTrade.ca. AvantGlobalTrade.ca. Avenida del Tule 480 C16. Frasi Puertas del Tule. Zapopan, Jalisco 45017. Email info@avantdevelopments.ca. VantasMX@avantglobaltrade.ca. World Trade Organization. WTO.org. Trade shows, International Trade Administration. Trade.gov/trade-shows. World Trade Websites 6. Trading.wmw.com. Trading-wmc.com. Trees.gov/OFAC, Office of Foreign Assets Control, source for CFR regulations, statutes, executive orders, and Federal Register entries for export matters concerning prohibited countries and transactions. Trilateral.org, industrial promotion in the westernized countries. tsn.wes.army.mil, Tree Services Solicitation Network, links to government agencies and international organizations with procurement bids, etc. t-trade.com. umcelvma.umcel.edu/library/subjects/business/intemktg. umcelvma.umcel.edu/library/subjects/business/intemktg/exp guide. un.or.at.uncitral, International Trade Law. UN.org, United Nations. uncitral.org, Uncommission on International Trade Law. uncwil.edu/stu/career/majors/internationalbusiness.htm. unca.org. unicc.org/itc, International Trade Center. unicc.org/unpdc/edo/newsweek/overview.html, Electronic Trading Opportunity System. unzico.com/basic guide/index, Basic Guide to Exporting. ups.com/using/services/intl/guide. usidc.gov/publications. virza.org/index.cfm/villages/hop/site.links waxf.org, World Affairs Council. wcoomd.org, World Customs Organization. web.meep.org/ela, free legal advice for international trade. webofculture.com. weforum.org, World Economic Forum. wipo.org, World Intellectual Property Organization. worldbank.org. worldbank.org/website/external/opportunities. worldbusiness.net. worldlee.org. worldservicesgroup.com. worldtarif.com. worldtradecruelty.com. worldtradefm.com. worldtradelaw.typepad.com. worldwidetradeservices.net, locating, purchasing and shipping of goods to customers around the world, headquartered in Donalda, Alberta. worldtrademag.forjobs.com. worldtrademag.com. worldtrademag.com. worldtradapress.com. worldtradapress.com. worldtradereview.com. worldwide-business.com. wt.net, World Trade Network Incorporated. World Trade Website 7. wtcdw.com, World Trade Center Detroit/Windsor. wte.net, World Trade Exchange. wtm.com. wtnetwork.com, 800-227-3772, World Trade Network, helps import/export companies. wto.int, World Trade Organization. wto.org, World Trade Organization. wto.org/English. wtowatch.org. xe.com/legal, currency services, currency exchange. zeus.nigenroad.nl/business/international. American World Trade website/US World Trade websites. For executive.zarch.com/executive.shtml, links to a number of global executive search companies. adb.org, Asia Development Bank. adeco.com. aei.org, American Enterprise Institute, Economics. aia-aerospace.org, Aerospace Industries Association of America. amchamcanada.ca, AmChams, American Chamber of Commerce in Canada. asiapacific.ca. atnworld.com, American Trading Network. att.com/business_traveler. bestcoalition.com, Business for Economic Security, Trade, and Tourism Coalition of the US and Canada. bis.commerce.gov, U.S. Department of Commerce Bureau of Industry and Security. buyusa.gov. buyusainfo.net. bxa.commerce.gov, Export Administration. bxa.fedworld.gov. bxa.fedworld.gov/year.html, U.S. Bureau of Export Administration Regulations. careerframes.com/links/main/intl/consulting links. careerjournal.com, Wall Street Journal. careers.deloitte.com/opportunities. cbdnet.gpo.gov, Commerce Business Daily, publishes info about government contracts. cbp.gov. cbp.gov/xp/cgov/toolbox/legal/summary_laws_enforced, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, import/export information. cbsc.org, Canada Business Service Centers. census.gov/foreign-trade/regulations/exporter.pdf. census.gov/foreign-trade/www. census.gov/ftp/pub/foreign trade. census.gov/pub/foreign-trade/www. cj.careercast.com, White Collar Professional. cnc-tech.com/usa-import-export.htm. cnewsusa.com, Commercial News USA, promotes American products. Commerce. Commerce.gov, U.S. Department of Commerce. Commerce.gov/jobs.html. Contractedwork.com. Cooperation and Development. Cooperative.org, National Cooperative Business Association, helps business development in foreign countries. Council of the Americas.org, American corporations in Latin America. Customs.ustries.gov/imp-exp/ruling/rule list. dataeb.usidc.gov, Trade Commission. dfid.gov.uk/recruitment/frames British Government. Commerce.gov, Department of Commerce, Export Counselling Division. Commerce.gov/TIC. dod.jobsearch.org, Department of Defense Jobs. edirc.repc.org/index, Economic Institutions. ednaccess.com, Overseas Private Investment Corporation Enterprise Development Network. elsevier.com/wps/find/homepage.cws home, European Monetary Union and Capital Markets. en.wikipedia.org/wiki/national_foreign_trade_council, a US-based business lobby group for multinational corporations. europa.eu.in/epso/competition/news-and.cfm, Administratici, European institutions. Executivesontheweb.com. Executivesontheweb.com/UK/job search. exim.gov, Export-Import Bank of the United States, Export-Import Bank of the United States. Export.gov. Export.gov. Export.gov/articles. Export.gov/trade problems. fac-aec.gc.ca, Canadian Foreign Service. fas.udsa.gov, U.S. Department of Agriculture, Foreign Agricultural Service. fas.usda.gov. fas.usda.gov/scripts-w, Department of Agriculture. fas.usda.gov/ustrata. fda.gov/LRD/certific.text, Procedure for Exporting Food and Cosmetics. fda.gov/LRD/import.text, Procedure for Importing Food and Cosmetics. fda.gov/ora/import/ora_import_program.html, Import Alerts. ffas.usda.gov, Export/Import Data Department of Agriculture. For worldwide professional jobs. gecapital.com, International Global Leadership Development Program. Human Resource Firms. iadb.org, Inter-American Development Bank. iadb.org, Inter-American Development Bank. iccwbo.org, International Chamber of. imex.com/uscib, U.S. Council for International Business. imls.gov, International Strategic Partnership Initiative. Importers.ca, Importers and Exporters. Importersnet.com. info.usaid.gov. infoexport.gc.ca, Canada World Trade. infoexport.gc.ca/businesswomen/menu-e.asp. infoexport.gc.ca/ifinet/menu-e, International Financing Information Network. infosurvey2.ita.commerce.gov/apweb.nsf. enomikes.com/cgi/job, economics. internationaljobs.org. iprcenter.gov, National Intellectual Property Rights Coordination Center, IPR Center, stands at the forefront of the U.S. government's response to global intellectual property, IP, theft. ita.commerce.gov, International Trade Administration. ita.commerce.gov/bizam. ita.commerce.gov/infrastructure. ita.commerce.gov/td/industry/ot. ita.commerce.gov/td/industry/ot/USFTH, Foreign Trade Highlights. ita.commerce.gov/tick, 800 USA Trade. ita.commerce.gov/tradabase. ita.commerce.gov/USCS. ita.iep.commerce.gov. itiep.commerce.gov. itiep.commerce.gov/bisnees/bisnees.html. jobserve.com. crenefo.com, World Bank Business Stuff. legalmediagroup.com, International Financial Law Review. libumich.edu/eb/bmr. libumich.edu/eb/nes, Export Strategy. libumich.edu/eb/statex, State Trade Resources. lib.umich.edu/eb/foreign. lib.umich.edu/eb/imi, International Market Insights. library.yale.edu/soci/emerge/trade.html. libweb.uncc.edu/ref-bus/vibehome. llrx.com. llrx.com/features/wdo2.htm. loc.gov/rr/business. mac.commerce.gov/tcc, Trade Agreements Database. mac.commerce.gov/tcc/country.htm. marvel.loc.gov/federal/foreign. mayp.org/LA, Export Legal Assistance. ocdi.gov/cia/dis/products/highs/index, Handbook of International Statistics. oecdwash.org, Organization for Economic. opic.gov, Overseas Private Investment Corporation. pmddc.state.gov/index.html, Department of State Office of Political Military Affairs Directorate of Defense Trade Controls. politixgroup.com/DC Jobs, International Politics. rci-intl.com, Recruiter. read.co.uk/finance. renard-international.com, Recruiter. rpi.edu/department/cdc/jobsurfer/joba.html, Worldwide. sussies.com, Company which looks for workers. sba.gov, Export Assistance Centers. sba.gov, the U.S. Small Business Administration. sba.gov/answer desk. sba.gov/OIT, Office of International Trade. sba.gov/OIT/info/guide to exporting. sba.gov/OIT/text/export. shrmglobal.org, Human Resources World. cis.oas.org, Organization of American States. sil.org/SIL-DC Think Tank SDC, Research and Policy Development Field. smartbiz.com. spyglasspoint.com. stat.usa.gov. state.gov. state.gov/e/eb/cba, Department of State Office of Commercial and Business Affairs. state.gov/e/eb/rls/rpts/ccg, Country Commercial Guides. state.gov/s/l/treaty/treaties. state.gov/www/about_state/business/com_guides/index.html, U.S. State Department, Country Commercial Guides. state.gov/www/about_state/business/com_guides, Country Commercial Guides. stat-usa.gov/ben/databases.html. stat-usa.gov/usatrade.nsf. tda.gov, U.S. Trade and Development Agency. tda.gov, U.S. Trade and Development Agency. trade.gov. trade.gov, Department of Commerce, International Trade Administration. trade.gov/export America. trade.gov/IA, Import Administration. trade.gov/index.asp, International Trade. travel.state.gov/visa/temp/types/types_2664.html, Department of State Business Visa Center. trees.gov/OFAC, 800-540 OFAC, 202-622-2490, list of foreign people Americans are forbidden to do business with. un.org/pub/sales, books. usagateway.biz. usatrade.gov. uscib.org, U.S. Council for International Business. usda.gov/a/policy/GATT, General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, World Trade Agreement. usda.gov/AMS. usda.gov/FOS. usdoj.gov/ORM, Administrative, Legal. usinfo.state.gov. usinfo.state.gov/USA/info USA/trade/lkbusy.htm. usidc.gov, International Trade Commission. usidc.gov, USINTL Trade Commission. usidc.gov, U.S. International Trade Commission. usidc.gov/taffairs.htm, U.S. Office of Tariff Affairs and Trade Agreements. us-marketnet.com. usdata.gov, U.S. Trade and Development Agency. usdr.gov. usdr.gov, Office of the United States Trade Representative. usdr.gov, U.S. Trade Representative. usdr.gov, U.S. Trade Representative. ustrees.gov/services. vacationwork.co.uk, book accounting jobs worldwide. vault.com/jobs/job board/search form.